Hey, what's going on? It's Ryan O'Brien, Jimmie Ford and O'Brien, weekday afternoons 3 to 6 on ESPN Evansville 105.3 and, of course, online, ESPN.evansville.com. Back to make a look at some of the games of local interest here in the Evansville area for week number 5 in the NFL. Remember to make your picks on our Pigskin Pick'em Challenge at ESPNEvansville.com. Great local prizes each week to win. And then, of course, at the end of the season during that big game there in February, chance to win $10,000. All the details are up on the website. So let's start with the Thursday night game, the Colts, the Texans. We know now, as far as we've been informed by the media and what have you, is that it looks like Matt Hasselbeck will start his second straight game for the Colts. Andrew Luck and the shoulder still maybe not where they want it to be. I think it's the right move with the schedule that they got coming up, Patriots and Falcons and Carolina and Denver and all that stuff. How do you see this playing out tonight?
Well, I think with or without Andrew Luck, I think the Colts win this one. Hasselbeck looked good last week. Houston is struggling. Defensively, they're all right. As long as you got J.J. Watt, you're okay. Mm-hmm. But offensively, even with Arian Foster back, they've got quarterback issues. They're not producing points very well. The Colts do struggle against the run. So let me put it this way. If Foster goes for $1.50, Colts lose. If they can keep Foster under $1.50, Colts win.
Well, I think this one's going to be ugly like the Jaguars game was. I think it's a close game, probably a lot of field goals. It'll come down to the legs of Vinatieri, and I don't even know who kicks for the Texans, and I don't really care, to be honest with you. This could be a 17-14 kind of game, maybe another 13-10 game, but I will give the edge to the Colts. Hasselbeck does a better job of getting the ball out quick. Dwayne Allen is probable for the game. Looks like he might be back in action after missing a few games with the ankle injury. Kobe Fleener was a big target for Hasselbeck in the week against the Jaguars, so it should be a little more tight end usage there. I like the Colts. It'll be ugly. It'll probably be sloppy, but they'll be 3-2 when the night's all said and done. The Bears make their way over to Kansas City, two teams that are struggling, and surprisingly so with the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that I didn't think would be struggling at this part in the season. Both are 1-3 coming into this game. Chicago gets a win over Oakland last week. I think Kansas City's mad. I think Chicago, I won't say got lucky last week, having Jay Cutler back helped, but I do like Kansas City to right the ship and get the win.
Again, this goes back to, maybe I'm wishy-washy this week. I don't know. But I'm going to go, I'm taking Kansas City.
Okay.
But I think it will fall on, again, you're looking at about 150 yards. If Forte can go for 100.5 on the ground, not all purpose, but if he can go for 100.5 on the ground, the Bears win. If Jamal Charles can go for 100.5 on the ground, the Chiefs win. But I'm going to take the Chiefs simply because I don't think either one of them will go for 100.5 on the ground. I think the Chiefs will win as a better out. But both of them, quarterback-wise, I'm not comfortable putting it in the hands of Jay Cutler. And if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I know you're not comfortable putting it in the hands of Alex Smith. Don't lie to yourself. But, yeah, so I'll take Kansas City.
Do we get a wide receiver touchdown in that game by Kansas City?
No.
No?
You kidding me?
There's only been one.
Get a wide receiver catch. Macklin to catch.
Maybe. St. Louis and your boys there, the Green Bay Packers. St. Louis with the big upset last week against Arizona. Can Green Bay put a stop to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and where is that game? St. Louis?
That game is in Green Bay.
Yeah, that's over. That's over. They've lost 2 games in Green Bay. Yep. 2 games in like Rodgers' career. But they don't really lose at Lambeau much. They're rolling. If there is a team, though, that's a little scary right now, it is St. Louis. They're not a bad football team. They got a good defense. Again, win or lose, I just want Rodgers to be on his feet. Mm-hmm. And like anybody does, that's a fan. But, yeah, I can't go against Green Bay, especially at Lambeau.
Well, with number 12 there in the pocket for Green Bay, and I don't care how good St. Louis's defense is. Offensively, they're up and down with Nick Foles, although Gurley looked really good and could be a very big explosive-type playmaker for them. I will give the edge to Green Bay. I like them to win that game. Tennessee is back after a bye week. They will stay home and welcome the Buffalo Bills to Nashville this week. Let's go. What do you think?
That's an interesting game, actually. Buffalo came out so strong. They looked, they dominated the Colts. At that point, though, we didn't realize that was maybe a little bit more of the Colts than it was the Bills, just because they were out of sync. But this Bills defense, I tell you, if they can get to Mariota, I've got to go with Buffalo. I got to take Buffalo.
And I'm the same way. Buffalo's defense, they got, I think, a game that I think I picked them to win last week against the Giants, and the Giants, I think, surprised a few people. They have better playmakers in New York with Eli Manning, Odell Beckham Jr., Ruben Randall. They've got some playmakers there in the running game as well. things that Tennessee doesn't have necessarily, and not yet anyway. Mariota's will get there. Dorial Green-Beckham will maybe become a big playmaker for that team, but there's some questions on the defense as well. I like Buffalo to win that game. Finally, Denver, Peyton Manning and the Broncos will head over to Oakland to take on a pretty decent Oakland Raiders team.
Upsurging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Denver's got that defense. And Derek Carr, I like Derek Carr. He's grown here in this second season. He surprised a lot of people last year. I don't think he'll be able to get past this Denver defense.
I don't think so either. I tell you, I mean, Denver's not going to go 16-0. But in order to beat that defense, you've got to have a little bit of both work, I think. You have to have the running and the passing game. You've got to be very balanced to get them because you're going to work off of them all play action. And I honestly think you got to catch them on a little bit of an off night. I don't think the Raiders have, even on an off night, I don't think they have enough of a balanced attack to beat a defense like that.
Be a huge upset if they do, but I don't think it's going to happen. Those are some of our picks for the games. The teams of local interest here in the Evansville area. Remember to make your picks, the Pigskin Pick'em Challenge, on the website, ESPNevansville.com. He's Jimmie Ford. I'm Ryan O'Brien. We are Ford and O'Brien, weekday afternoons 3 to 6 on ESPN Evansville 105.3. And, of course, you can catch us online as well. 24 hours a day, ESPNevansville.com.